Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to see how we can create a list of file names that exist in a folder using Excel. And we're going to do that using the get and transform tools in Excel, also known as powerquery. Okay, so we've got Excel open here, and what we need to do is to go to the data tab here on the ribbon. And in Excel 2016, you will have the get and transform data tools here under the data tab on the ribbon. However, if you're using Excel 2013 or 2010, you will need to install the powerquery add-on to Excel. And then you will have the get and transform data tools under a separate tab, just like the data tab, but it's going to be called powerquery. Okay, so we're going to go to the get data here and then from file, and then we're going to select from folder because we want to get our data from a folder and we need to input the folder path. So I'm going to input the folder path for the folder on my desktop. So here's the folder path and I'm going to click OK. And as you can see here, Excel managed to create a table with some data about the folder. So it's got a content column here and it's got the name, and the name is basically the names of the files in the folder, and then extension, date access, date modified, date created. So some columns here, attributes, and the folder path as well. Now what we need to click on is transform data, or in other Excel versions, you could have it as edit instead of transform data. So I'm going to click on transform data here, and now we have our powerquery editor open here, and I'm going to get rid of some columns that we don't need. So I'm going to select my content column here that contains binary, and I'm going to right click on it, click on remove, and then we're going to get rid of some of the other columns. So date accessed until attributes. So I'm going to click on date accessed and then press and hold the shift button on my keyboard and then click on attributes. And then I'm going to right click here on the header and then remove columns. And now we're left with only 3 columns here: the extension, the name, and the folder path. Now, depending on your case, you could either need or not need the extension column. In our case, we don't need it, so I'm going to right click on it and remove it. Now, let's say that we want to filter our files for a certain file extension. So let's say we want to just choose the PDF files only. We want to list the PDF files only. So we can actually filter for PDF files. So I'm going to click here on this arrow on the name column to filter, and then text filters, and then we're going to choose ends with, and we're going to filter for the file names ending with .pdf to filter for only PDF files. So if I write .pdf here and click OK, you can see here it managed to filter for only PDF files. And let me tell you something, which is that the filtration is actually case sensitive. So if you're filtering for .pdf, you need to write .pdf as lowercase because it's here being written as lowercase. So I can actually right click on this step here and then edit settings to edit my filter, and if I write .pdf as capital, as uppercase, and click OK here, I'm not gonna have the filtration done properly. As you can see here, it's giving me this table is empty. It's not done the filtration properly. However, there is a trick that you can apply so that you can make the filtration not case sensitive. So whether you write .pdf in capital letters or in small letters, it will still filter. So to do that, you need to edit this formula here on your formula bar. So you need to edit the formula created here by this step that we applied, which is the filtration step. And the formula bar is actually not visible by default. So if you can't see the formula bar on your screen, you got to go to the view tab here and check this formula bar checkbox, and you're going to be able to see the formula bar. Now, to make the filtration not case sensitive, we need to add another argument to the text.endsWith function. So we need to actually go to the end of the last argument here and then put a comma and then write comparer.ordinal ignore case. And you need to make sure to write it in the same casing as I'm writing it here. So the C needs to be a capital here, and then ordinal, the O needs to be capital, I in ignore needs to be capital, and C in case as well needs to be capital. You need to write it exactly this way. And if you press enter, you can see here that now the filtration is not case sensitive, and here we're able to filter even though we've written the .pdf all in capital letters. So now we need to create the full file path. So actually I'm gonna move the folder path column here. I'm gonna click on it and drag it to the left here to make it the column on the left hand side. And now what we need to do to create the full file path is to merge the 2 columns. So I'm gonna select one column here, which is the folder path, and then you can press and hold the control button and select the other column. So we're going to merge the two columns. And in Excel, we do that using concatenation. So here it's not called concatenation, it's called merging. So we're actually going to merge the two columns. So we've selected both columns here. We're going to right click here on one of the column headers and then click on merge columns. And we actually need to merge them without any separators. So we don't need anything separating the columns. We just need to merge them as they are, because this is going to build our full file path. And then we're going to give the new column a name. So I'm going to name it file path here, and I'm going to click OK. So as you can see here, we managed to create a column containing the full file path for each file in the folder. And now we're going to click on close and load. And when we click on close and load, you can see here Excel has created a new sheet here that contains a table with our file paths in that particular folder, and it contains only the PDF files because we filtered for only the PDF files. Okay, so that's it, guys, for getting file names from a folder in Excel using powerquery. Let me know, guys, if you need to learn more about powerquery, if you need me to create more tutorials about powerquery, let me know in the comments section below. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, press the like button. Make sure to share it with your friends as well. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you'd be notified with each new video. You can download the example workbook through the link below in the description. Make sure as well to check my Excel courses, links below in the description as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.